Hey guys, what's going on? It is Karl here. We are coming at you with another episode. We've got a bit of downtime right now. We are at Hanoi International Airport. I thought it would be a perfect time to review the pair of headphones that I have been traveling with, the ones that you guys have recommended for me to get as my latest upgrade in 2019. These are none other than the Sony WH1000XM3s. I think I got that name right. So ever since CES at the beginning of the year, and I know that these came out just at the end of 2018, I was looking to replace my Bose QC35 Mark IIs, which I usually use for traveling, and since I had this trip planned out, I had an initial 14-hour flight. I thought no better than a time to kind of test these out and let you know what I think of a pair of premium noise-canceling cans. So let's start off with the most important thing about noise-canceling headphones is how well do they noise cancel and how well can they isolate you from the sounds around the outside. And if you're in the category of noise-canceling headphones on the premium end, I think you're really looking at either these or the Boses. Those are your two really main options. I can say that these are better at noise canceling than my Boses and even better than last year's, that would make sense, than the Mark IIs on the Sonys. I think the overall sound is excellent across all ranges. I think the bass is a bit deeper on these than the Boses without being too overbearing. And even through the mids and the rest of the ranges, these are some of the best sounding headphones and even close to studio quality headphones that you can get. And I think that says a lot just for a pair of noise canceling cans. The design has been upgraded from last year. They've switched from the faux leather finish to more traditional, just black plastic. I think that keeps things very minimal and simple. I prefer this look, and they're now kind of in line with the Boses. They've got little bronze accents, and I initially thought these might have been the USB-C ports, but they are in fact the microphones, and you can see Sony is slightly embossed in bronze as well. The overall cups are nice and plush, as well as the headband. I didn't get too much fatigue, maybe in the 13th hour of the flight. That's when I felt a bit of pressure against my ears, but for a pair that will last that long, plus the fact that these have a battery life of over 20 hours, I think 25 hours, you won't have to juice them up too often, and in that 14-hour flight, I think I was down to around 40%. The nice big upgrade to these compared to the Mark IIs or even the Boses, these do now charge via USB-C, so no more micro USB, which seems a bit antiquated nowadays. And to the actual controls, you've got two physical buttons. The first is just to turn on the headphones and of course to pair them with your device. The second acts as two different things to switch between ambient noise canceling or to activate Google Assistant if you do have it paired. The rest of the controls are on the right ear cup activated by gestures. So for example, double tap to start and stop the song, swiping up or down to control the volume, and right to left to switch tracks. Not always the most accurate. It would be great to have physical controls and physical buttons to make those switches. But the one thing that I just don't really... They're all about the horns here in Vietnam. But the one thing that I just don't like about these headphones is the Bluetooth connectivity. You can unfortunately only pair these to one device, whereas on, say, my Boses, I could connect those both to, say, my iPhone and my MacBook Pro, and it would tell me which device I was actually connected to. So now with that problem with Bluetooth, sometimes I'm not too sure, especially when I'm on a plane, I am doing some edits or I am listening to music off my phone. It doesn't actively switch between either device, and sometimes I'm kind of disconnecting between one device and trying to reconnect another. I can only hope that the Mark IVs or the next year's model can have that fixed. Please, Sony, it would be the perfect pair if you did have that option. And the last little thing that I've kind of heard over on the internet and in some forums, these have had some issues in cold weather. I did try them out in minus 25 degrees for a couple days in Toronto before I left on this trip. I didn't have any phantom touches or phantom clicks like some other users have reported, but I will be testing these out obviously more when I unfortunately am back in cold weather, and I will keep you guys updated. But that combined with the awesome battery life and of course the stellar music output makes these one of the best headphones that you can grab. Obviously in that noise canceling category, I know they are a bit on the pricey side, but if you spend the money, you do get a lot of quality. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts though down below in the comments, and hope that these survive the rest of my trip and kind of keep me sane on all of the different flights that I'm doing. Hopefully back in Toronto very soon, and we'll catch the rest of you in one of my, that's just beeping all the way. We'll be escaping all of the beeping very shortly and back to the norm in Toronto. We'll catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes or vlogs. Peace! Case in point, recording, or I guess editing this very video of this on a plane. Cameraman.
No.